All right, all right, all right. Um, so I know that a lot of you all are probably wondering this question here, especially, if you're in the if you're in that zone of trying to figure out if you're going to college or not and things like that. One of the things that you're definitely going to probably ask yourself is, should I live on a college campus? What is life like living on a college campus? How is that college experience? First off, I'll definitely tell you all this as far as some benefits, but also um some negatives as well with living on campus. Off rip, I will be honest with you all. Nine times out of ten, your college experience will be different based on if you live on campus or if you live off of campus. And there's a lot of reasons why it would be different. When you're more off campus, you're not going to be as much involved with your peers as much because you come to your classes, you go what 3 4 classes that day, and then you're normally they're back to back sometimes, so then you're going home or you're going to work because guess what, you live off campus, so you have bills to pay 9 times out of 10. um so you're probably going to be busy a lot more often. Living on campus, um, I'll say this as well. You don't have to worry about bills and a lot of real world issues that most adults that are living on their own or have a family to take care of would pretty much deal with. Mainly because you pay, tuition, room and board, and once you pay it, you're pretty much good for that semester. And you don't have to worry about, hey, I got to pay rent next month, or I got to pay, my light bill or my water bill, or any other kind of bill for the most part. So again, your experiences are going to be a lot different. A benefit to living on campus is that you have quicker access to everything. Normally, if you're living on a college campus, especially considering if it's a university or not, you're going to have things like a gym, you're going to have a library, you're going to have a cafeteria. Some college campuses, especially universities, have like student unions where you can get food from and just things like that. You're going to have quicker access to your peers. Um, and when I say your peers, in a sense, I mean you're going to run into people on your campus who's going to have a talent or a knack for something, or they may even have a small business or something of that nature where they do something. And you have quicker access to these people regardless if they're they cut hair, do nails, they help with homework, tutoring. You're going to have a lot more to your disposal living on campus versus off campus. These things are still available to, say, a student who lives off campus, but they're not going to be as much into the loop as someone who's on campus, who's around the atmosphere on a 24/7 basis. Um, it's going to be a little bit different. Living on campus, you're going to tend to hear more about the events that are going on, not only on the college campus, but locally as well. Again, because you're surrounded by so many different peers, so many people, word of mouth gets around faster, regardless, again, if it's about any type of event. It could be any event that's on campus. They advertise events on campus, they advertise them on social media. But when you're on campus, you tend to meet more people, or someone who knows someone. So now you're following them on social media and you see some of the flyers they post. When you're living off campus, you're probably not going to 9 times out of 10 see a lot of these things because you're not going to meet as many people as someone who lives on campus. Again, because once you do your classes for the day, 9 times out of 10 you're probably leaving, either going home or going to work, because again you have to take care of bills, take care of home. You have some major responsibilities. versus someone who on campus may have. And again, even if you live on campus, most people on campus do have jobs and things like that, but it's more a job by choice versus I have to have it. Because when you live on campus, you have things like meal plans, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm going without eating or anything like that, because you're already you're already paying for that while you're on campus. I think you get like a certain amount of swipes each week, or you have things like dining dollars, or things like that. You don't have to worry about a light bill, electric bill, it just those major responsibilities and things like that. A typical college student that stays on campus, the only bills that they're normally probably paying is maybe a phone bill, or a car note, or a car insurance, something of that nature. And let's be real, a lot of college students, they don't even pay for those things. Their parents are still taking care of them, honestly. But you have the ones who aren't as fortunate as some others, as far as family wise, and things like that. But yes, living on campus, you're going to have quicker access to things, including your peers. Um, but also, again, to more events, hearing about the certain events that are going on throughout the week, because there are going to be events going on your campus literally every single week, regardless if it's ran by a professor, a organization, a fraternity, um, or whatever the case may be. It may be whatever, anybody. You're going to hear about those a lot more, being on campus. You'll definitely make more connections, again, being around your peers, being more 24/7, things like that. Um, I would say as a negative, staying on campus is there are going to be a lot. And when I say this, I mean a lot of distractions on that college campus from the women. For you women, you may be distracted by some men. For the men, you're going to be distracted by the women. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that for sure. You're going to be distracted by parties. You're going to be distracted by things like drugs and things like that, because you're going to see a lot of this very heavy being around it, because you're going to meet people, probably you're going to be around people who do it. You're going to smell it when you get out your car. You're going to smell it. You're going to be around these things. That's going to include, again, women, men, parties, drugs, and even something like influence, right? A lot of people that come into college are a lot younger, right? They're the younger crowd, the newer generation. A lot of them are literally 18, 19, 20 years old. And so they're more easier a younger crowd is more easier to be influenced, regardless if it's in a positive manner or even in a negative manner. Um, that's going to be something that you want to be able to kind of keep an eye on, because again, that can be a distraction if it's a negative influence on you. And that can come from a friend, that can come from an associate, that can come from a professor, that can come from social media. That's probably the biggest one, honestly. It's going to come from when you work at your classmates. It's just going to be all around you. So you have to really be as focused as possible when you're on the college campus and living on the college campus. Because again, it's going to be a lot of distractions. It's going to be some days where you're not going to be feeling it. You're like, oh, I just want to hang out with my friends and go play spades. I just want to go play basketball. I just want to go gossip. I just want to go whatever the case may be. And it's just a lot of distractions. And it can distract you from your focus. It can distract you from you being on you being on one accord with yourself. It can distract you from your religion if you're religious. It can distract you from your schoolwork, which is the most important thing, homework. And trust me, it's going to be days where you're like, oh my Lord, I don't want to do no homework. I don't want to write no 2-page paper. I'm about to just go see what the fellas doing. Or I'm about to go see what my homegirl and them talking about. Right. Again, these are all distractions. These are all distractions. So again, there are some benefits to being on campus, but again, there are some negatives as well. What I would suggest doing again, and this is going to start day one of your first day there being on a college campus or your first week. You have to really choose your inner circle carefully. And when I say your inner circle, I'll go a little bit more deep into that on another video. But you want to choose your inner circle a lot better, and I'll kind of go over, what you want to look for when you're choosing an inner circle. Your inner circle shouldn't just be the first person that you meet on a college campus. It's going to be a lot of people that you're going to meet throughout your journey. And who you meet and who you allow to stay in your life is what's going to make a huge difference on you. Again, who you hang around with on a daily basis, that they're going to tend to have a little bit more influence on you based on how you talk, how you present yourself, um, the things that you do, the decisions that you make. Are they going to be motivating you or not? Are they going to be supporting you or not? Are they going to be helping you stay, going in the right direction? All of these things are really going to be very, very important. Um, I know that for me specifically, I had some really ups. I had some ups and downs in college, and I know some people who had some ups and downs. Me specifically, there were definitely times where I was distracted. I'll be honest with you. There were definitely some times where I was very, very distracted. Distracted by women. Distracted by wanting to have fun. Distracted by even my own friends. I'll be honest with you. I had some. I still to this day, and these guys are still my close friends. I consider them as brothers. I honestly do. But it was definitely some times where they distracted me, for sure. But again, you just want to stay focused and stay on your grind for sure. But again, if you guys have any questions or any tips or suggestions that you want to leave with the rest of the crew, definitely drop those comments down below. Um, if someone drops a comment or if this video helps you out, drop a comment saying, "Hey, this was really helpful. This really helped me," or whatever the case may be. Drop y'all opinions down below. I would really like to see those things, um, for sure. But again, like always, guys and ladies, like, comment, and subscribe on this video below. And I will definitely be sure to see you all later. Peace.